7-3 by Peter Wright last week. The opponent tonight, though, Raymond van Barneveld, played brilliantly last week, averaged 108.52, hit 70% on his doubles in a 7-2 demolition job on Gary Anderson. Can the Dutchman keep that form going in this one? John Part and Rod Studd, your commentators.
Thanks, Dave. Seconds out, round 2 for the 2014 Premier League. And Wes Newton's first priority is to make sure he gets through to round 10, because last year he was KO'd in the 9th. Finished 9th in the 10-man table and was eliminated from the competition after the first round robin stage, and he's going to have to play well to beat Barney tonight if Barney's anything like in the kind of form he was last week, as Dave just said, averaging 108.5 and demolishing Gary Anderson. And despite being ranked world rank 11 to Newton's world rank 8, Barney starts a very strong favourite, John, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does, and I think that really he couldn't live with Raymond if he plays like that again. Newton, very strong finishing, very consistent, but more of a mid-90s, high 90s kind of a player, and not sure he could get another gear out of his game if Raymond turns up like he did last week, which was just phenomenal watching. Sort of flopping his darts these days. Not much of a flight in the back.
Well, in midweek he was knocked out the qualifiers for the Dutch Masters, Barney, by a young Dutchman called Kevin Vaughan Hout. He didn't look Vaughan out last week against Gary Anderson, did he? The way he was playing.
Certainly not, but he's flown some miles this week. He was up in Wigan on the weekend. And he went back to Holland to play that qualifier and back here to play, and then he's going to be, well, he doesn't have to worry about getting back to Holland on the weekend, so, but he probably will, just to relax, chill out, take it easy.
He's got a lot of work to do to catch you up on air miles, though, John.
He might have me on segments.
Pitched perfectly. There's been too many of those over the first week in the leg for Wes Newton. Too many loose darts into the 5s and the 1s. You cannot compete at this level with slack arrows.
Yeah, if he gets his chances, I think he will take them. You know, a very efficient dart player, Wes Newton. See, he knows he's sort of got a weak Barneveld in his opening leg, and he's not taking advantage. And Raymond, with one treble here, could put himself into a break position. Not the treble 1, though. No finish, in fact. So it's pressure right off for Newton. Sometimes that puts you under more pressure, knowing everyone knows you should do it. Kind of odd how the brain works.
Well, that's a good dart. Treble 14. Well, it hits the wire, but he's still left it very handy. Left himself a nice little 2-darter.
Yeah, unlike last week, Raymond not finding that treble 20 early on.
2-dart combo then. 20 for double 20.
20.
Well, last week against Peter Wright, he lost his first 3 legs, Wes Newton. Will he be punished here?
Now, treble 19 needed for double 18. You know, well, just nowhere to be found.
68.
Wes could not ask, could have not asked for, you know, less of an effort against himself, but he still needs the double 10. There it is, finally. He'll be relieved at that.
Well, Barney gave him the leg up, didn't he? Raymond van Barneveld threw 21 darts in that leg and never got a shot at double. Wes Newton went out in 23, but it was enough.
91.
Yeah, very lucky was Newton not to lose again with his throw there. And with Raymond struggling on the scoring, where 91 seems good, maybe Newton can actually pressure now. He sees a weak Barneveld in front of him. Sometimes it's easier to put the pressure on when it's against the throw rather than holding your throw.
Well, what has happened to Barney? Last week averaging 108. This week averaging only just over half that.
Yeah, as shockingly brilliant as his average was for the beginning half of last week's match. I think 125, 130 kind of stuff after 4 legs. And just equally poor this week. The Isaac Newton network.
Well, Newton can't rely on the fact that Barney is going to keep throwing rubbish. This is exactly what you're saying, John. I mean, at this level in the Premier League, if a bloke comes up and starts averaging 70, 80 early on, you have got to trample all over him and run him into the ground.
But sometimes instead of just playing darts, what happens is you realize it, you know it, and you pressure yourself unbelievably because the guy's playing poorly. And I've seen it many times. I've done it myself. So there you go. It doesn't always spell victory when the opponent struggles.
Double 16. Double 8 to level up. In 15 darts. Much steadier from RBB.
And, you know, that is such an important leg for Barneveld. He really, as poorly as he's played, he hasn't lost against throw. He's even with the throw now, so he's good. He knows it. Here comes 180s maybe. Yes, the confidence back.
Wow, Barney had half a dozen last week. And he loves it here in Bournemouth. 8 years ago, he famously hit a 9-dart leg against Peter Manley in the Premier League. Not tonight yet.
58.
Oh, short-lived burst of brilliance. Takes some pressure off Newton's throw.
58.
Didn't do much with it, so still here this leg to be broken by Raymond with a good turn or two. Nice cover shot. Just getting his math right. 19s would be the best target. Unfortunately, he slipped into the 7.
Leaves no finish. There's the clapometer that we're bringing with us around the venues in the Premier League.
46.
See who is the noisiest darts fans, who are the noisiest darts fans in the UK and Ireland.
Weight should require 167.
So needs a couple of trebles. There's one of them, the treble 19, the second. Yes, and a bull. Just spectacular hold. No. Pulled it into the 19. Raymond, I think he will fancy this 83 out. Needs 17s. He's hit a 2, so treble 19 or 15. He's got that, so double 18. Never misses that too often under that kind of pressure.
Break a throw by Barney. Newton took the first leg. Remember, it took him 23 darts to win it, and Barney has taken the next 2 in level 15 darts. Beat Newton in the Premier League last year, 7-2. Started a big favourite to beat him again, and now has that early break.
You know, I think what happened there in the first bit of the match, Wes never really did capitalize too much on Raymond struggling, and I think the reason why was he never really believed Raymond would stay that way. He was just waiting for Raymond to bust out of the box.
He's busting out of the box now, all right, Barney. That first leg is now in the dim and distant.
41.
The longer you go on without a win, last year it took Wes Newton till week 4 to get a win. As the weeks go by, the harder it gets.
Well, yeah, another part of it is you're kind of waiting for a soft match, and there just aren't any. There really aren't any. If you're not getting one of the very best, you're getting another desperate guy like yourself, and that's hard to play against. That's my voice of experience as a 3 or 4 time bottom of the league guy.
Well, over the years, John, you've been in the very best category more often than the desperate. leave the desperate to Marnell, who'll be along later. A lot of loose darts from Barney tonight, John. A lot of 7s going for 19 and 1s going for 20.
Well, he's got a floppy kind of touchy style, not a strong stroke to the board. It's more of a feel kind of throw, and if you don't find the dart, the first dart, then you don't find the treble, then it's very difficult to adjust. It's double 16. No need to adjust with that.
Quick leg, waits to 56.
Crucial leg for Newton.
Oh, Barney left it the noise level
96.
by going 3-1 up.
Well, as the sound meter rises and the match progresses, that's the pressure also. It symbolizes the pressure on Newton as this match has progressed.
59.
He's feeling it.
Well, Barney has been very consistent over the Premier League years. 6 times
90.
a semi-finalist, 4 times finishing second in the table to Phil Taylor, but he hasn't been able to get over that hurdle and make the big match the decider. Half a dozen semi-finals, half a dozen defeats.
100.
But looks like being in the mix again, if the first week and a half are anything to go by.
$60. $140.
Yeah, as a player, and you're using that really touchy stroke like Raymond is now, it entices you because when it works, it really works well. But when it doesn't work, it just gets ugly.
60. What's your requirement?
It's so tempting to try it, though.
Well, he nearly took out a 3-figure finish on the ball, but he's not going to have a stab there at double 13. He stayed looking for another 60, like the line.
122.
Should have done enough to win this leg, though, with that setup.
Well, that's the one he always wants first start because he can follow so easily. But 66 left, could be a bull, maybe treble 10.
Well, there was a temptation to just fill it up and let Wes Newton hear the cry from Russ Bray of 180 and just rattle his cage a bit.
But on the other hand, he waited a bit and paused.
Not
Not enough of a pause to put off Wes Newton now.
Game on.
Important hold there, John, for Wesley. Had he gone 4-1 adrift, he could have been sunk without trace beside the seaside.
140.
Well, if you're Wes and if you're watching Raymond throw, that first dart's what you're looking for because every time Raymond hits it, it spells trouble for Wes.
58.
But other than that, it's been pretty easy going for Wes if Raymond misses the first dart.
Which he has there. Well, there's been
85.
very much a mixture. It's been from the sublime to the ridiculous, from one visit to the next for RBB tonight.
Still, Newton needs a very big score, 140, just to well, that'll keep him in Raymond's rear view.
There's only one break down here, the Fleetwood Flinger.
85.
So he's still in this match. He closed up on Peter Wright from 3-0 down to 4-3 last week, but couldn't go on with it. Ran out of gas mid-match. It is erratic from Barney.
96.
Well, when I notice when he's switching, he's getting more of a definitive stroke, more of his old style, and that's where you rely more on your muscle memory, repetition.
95.
But when he's approaching, he's going for the Amy kind of dart. Needs treble for double. That's a double 19 now. Should be
79.
happy enough, unless there's some magic from Newton coming.
He's threatened a couple of big ones, Wes Newton. This might be the time when he reels in a whopper.
Game shown 6-leg.
Wes Newton takes out 149 and levels up the match.
Game on.
From flinger to stinger.
Well, that could be a game changer. Ty Turner here in sunny Bournemouth.
It's kind of hard to read where Ray's mind's at right now.
47.
I think he's ruining, not running away with the match when he turned it into his favor. And he's definitely frustrated at his first dart on his approach. Every turn.
60.
Well, he didn't do a deal run at the back end of that leg, did he? Teed it up perfectly, and how many times will Wes Newton take out 149? 1 in 10.
140.
That was the 10th time, and it's levelled it up at 3 apiece. Better. Even better.
140.
Just enough to get himself on a finish, but Newton, 6 darts for 174, 4 for 94.
81.
That dart could cost him.
Require 161.
Indeed. Oh, now treble 17. Oh, that would have left Bull.
97.
Interesting to see if he goes for 19s or maybe the bull. He's trying to get 2 darts for the double. No, just trying to get the sure dart for double. It's bull, but not quite.
68.
Well, that would have put Newton in front for the first time since he took the opening leg. Barney to break. The double, 16.
48. Where's your required 20?
Surprised at just a little too much pace in his turn there. Needs double 8. Double 4.
17.
A very nervy stage of the match, Rod.
16.
No question, John. Double 8 and Barney calms the nerves. Wes Newton.
Game on.
1 dart at bull. 2 darts at double as well. And paid a heavy price. That's the level you're playing at, John. You're not going to be able to miss 3 darts at double in a leg very often and get away with it in this competition.
Well, especially when it's, you know, you crucially need to hold your throw. Sometimes you can get away with it when it's a break opportunity and it would have just been a plus for you, but when it results in a major negative, yeah, missing darts at double always hurts.
85.
A mid-match wobble from Raymond van Barneveld. And he's back on course. 4 perfect darts for Wes Newton. We saw Barney have 7 consecutive treble 20s against Gary Anderson last week.
100.
Well, a chance now. Newton to break back. 6 darts for 225. But just not getting the trebles. Probably go for the bull or the 18s.
58.
Well, he's left himself the second biggest finish available. He will have a stab at it.
120.
Boy, he needs to get it, John.
Yeah, he sure does, because he really missed an opportunity to be much better than that. But he's capable of this for a bull. Oh, so close. He's really done well in the finishing stages that give himself opportunities or near opportunities. Once again, Van Barneveld ready to pull something out of the ashes. Needs 3 for double 4 to hold throw. 5-3 ahead.
Game shot in the okay. Right there, wasted.
Well, the bull has been a foe to Wes Newton tonight. Is it 4 times he's missed the ball
95.
for a finish?
But he's always done well to get to it, though, if you see what I mean. So it's half bad and it's half good.
And most of the misses have been narrow ones. On another night, it could have been a different story. But it looks like it could be the same old story for Wes Newton. Another Premier League defeat.
Well, he can certainly turn things around, Rod, though, because if he holds his throw here, there'll be a lot of pressure on Barney then, maybe. Because he's still that one leg away from the guaranteed point.
140.
Come on, 2 treble 20, set up the 170. That's why he stayed up there. He wanted to switch. But the only way he could have left the finish after the first dart was to stay on the 20s. Sure enough, he hit his flight.
Well, you saw from that super camera shot just how little the target Wesley Newton could see. And without
95.
having much of the fireworks from last week in Liverpool, Barney has fizzled along just enough to leave 5-3.
128.
BIC in Bournemouth. Second stop
60.
for the darting circus of the Premier League. Now he's had a 149. Oh, unlucky, wrong one. I love the wire. Treble 15 would have left double top.
83.
Yeah, he's left 22, though, and that's never a comfortable shot under pressure. And Raymond might not even let him get that shot. Another one of those to leave double 14. Yes, double 14.
120.
Well, he knows he squandered a very good opportunity to get a point.
Yeah, good dart, good marker, good dart for Wes Newton, and he closes up to within a solitary leg again at 4-5.
Where will Ray's first dart go? Low, so maybe chances for Newton.
83.
Well, he's out of sorts, Barney. For much of the match, he's looked like he'll do just about enough. Newton's 149 checkout leveled it at 3-3, but that's a rare highlight for the Lancastrian. But you just feel, John, that Barney is there to be toppled tonight if Wes can hit a little surge.
But, you know, when Raymond sees that he isn't getting punished, he always comes back a little stronger. Like there, he got a ton after Wes didn't get a treble. Still not getting a treble, perhaps.
97.
Still to come tonight, the world champion Michael van Gerwen plays Robert Thornton, and Adrian Lewis prepares to duel with Phil Taylor. A repeat of that unbelievable game in the Grand Slam of Darts when they produced stratospheric stuff, 32 180s in 25 legs, and there is a 180 from Wes Newton, his first of the night.
Oh, that's a great shot, but still, Raymond knows he has 6 darts from 187 and should do it in his own mind.
100.
Will only need singles to a bull now, Raymond, so Wes will do well to get very low.
60. Raymond, you require 87.
Probably not enough. It will be definitely not enough if Barney hits the bull.
62.
Move the wire.
Well, Wes has threatened all night with finishes and made some, so it's quite possible. Let's see which way it goes. It's for tops. 1 dart.
86.
Did not get it up. He's saying get it up there or you don't have a chance.
That would have made it 5-5. This will make it 6-4. Double 8. That was close to slipping into 14 or the treble.
9 score.
Wow. Yeah, how that got between the double and his first dart at double, I don't know. But Newton doesn't care. It's the break he needed. It's the break Raymond feared.
Well, RBB twice led in this match by 2 clear legs. Now there are only 2 legs left for play. And it's 5 apiece. Newton sensing a precious point, or perhaps even two.
100.
Yeah, from 5-3 down, that would be an impressive display of spirit. You know, early in the league, but for Wes Newton, I think 2 points here would really get his spirits up for the next few weeks.
Definitely, especially the way Barney played last week. Look, we know Barney hasn't played anything like he did in Liverpool against Gary Anderson, but that won't bother Newton if he can take the scalp of the great Dutchman. Not only the 2 points, John, but a big shot in the arm of confidence.
Raymond just has no look of confidence about himself when he's throwing his first dart. He's just sort of putting it up there and hoping it lands in, and then he could follow it. I think it's a feeling many dart players know well. They'd rather have that feeling, though, as Newton down to 100 left after 9.
And if he can take that out
46.
in half a dozen darts or less, Wes Newton will have a point. Tops for an 11 darter. Double 10 for a dozen darter. Brilliant leg. Brilliant leg. Right at the business end from Wes Newton. Got to hand it to him. He will pick up 1 point. Now he's got a chance to take both of them.
Yeah, this is the real punishment opportunity for Wes Newton.
42.
And he could play without pressure on himself for once in the match.
Well, Barney has capsized. He's capitulated. 5-3 led. And Newton looks like running off the last 4 legs straight to produce a remarkable comeback.
Well, you have to wonder if Raymond's hectic schedule over the last 6 days has led to some fatigue factor, because he certainly hasn't turned up as he did last week when he was really fresh.
And Newton has found belief.
140.
16 behind Newton as he toes the hockey.
78.
He needs to dig deep, Raymond, to get a point. That doesn't help. Can't leave a finish now. So 6 darts for Newton.
92.
Well, the 7-3 loss to Peter Wright has
100.
been consigned to the dustbin of darting history by Wes Newton, because now he's left himself a 2-dart combo to take the win, whatever Barney throws here.
99. Wes should require 60.
So a 20 for tops for an unlikely 2-point victory. Double top. And it's there. Well executed. Well played. Wes Newton, the warrior, shows true grit in getting 2 points from 5-3 down to come back to 7-5 win. In Bournemouth, he's found his game. Unlucky for Raymond, never really looked himself. Fatigued and out.